Most men have lived through this moment. That strange shift when everything suddenly changes. You were texting her constantly, explaining yourself, trying to keep the conversation alive, putting in all the effort. And what did you get back? Slow replies. One-word answers. Energy that felt completely one-sided. Then something unexpected happened. You got busy. Life pulled you away. Maybe you got frustrated and stepped back. Or maybe you just stopped trying so hard. And suddenly she started showing up. Messages came faster. She asked where you went. Curiosity replaced the distance that was there before. This leaves most men confused. They wonder what changed. They question everything they did before. And they struggle to understand why pulling back created more attraction than pushing forward ever did. The answer sits deep inside human psychology. Attention is currency. It might be the most powerful emotional currency that exists between two people. When you give it freely without limits, it loses value. When you flood someone with availability, their brain starts treating you as ordinary. Expected. Nothing special. But the moment your attention becomes unpredictable, something shifts inside her mind. She notices the absence. The silence feels louder than all your previous messages combined. Emotional value shoots up immediately because scarcity creates worth. Now let me be clear about something. This is not about playing games. This is not about ignoring someone to manipulate their feelings. Childish tactics get exposed quickly and destroy trust permanently. What actually works is removing the constant stream of validation that most men unknowingly provide. Think about it. When a woman receives endless reassurance from a man who is always available, always responding, always eager, the interaction becomes predictable, comfortable, safe. But predictability kills curiosity. Comfort eliminates mystery. Safety removes excitement. The man who texts back instantly every single time trains her brain to expect that response. She never wonders about him. She never thinks about when she might hear from him next. He becomes background noise in her daily life. Present but forgettable. Compare that to the man whose attention comes selectively. His presence creates moments that feel intentional. When he reaches out, it means something. When he engages, she feels chosen rather than obligated. This distinction separates men who chase endlessly from men who attract naturally. One exhausts himself trying to maintain connection. The other builds a life worth living and allows connection to form around that foundation. The psychology here runs deep. Human beings assign greater value to things they cannot fully predict. The brain pays attention to uncertainty. It ignores the constant and focuses on the variable. Your attention works the same way. When you become the variable rather than the constant, everything changes. Not through manipulation. Through genuine transformation in how you show up. The moment you stop placing all your attention on the interaction, the emotional environment transforms. She felt in control before. She set the pace. She decided when conversations happened and how they flowed. Your constant effort gave her that power without her even asking for it. Now something feels different. She senses you have other priorities, other interests pulling your focus, other parts of your life demanding attention. This realization creates subtle tension she cannot ignore. The dynamic shifts from certainty to curiosity. She starts wondering what changed. Why did the energy suddenly feel different? Where did that constant attention disappear to? The silence where your messages used to be starts speaking louder than words ever did. Human minds hate unsolved puzzles. We chase answers instinctively. When someone cannot immediately explain a change in behavior, their brain goes searching. It digs through memories. It replays conversations. It looks for clues. She might revisit things she said to you. She might wonder if something offended you. She might question whether she took your presence for granted. This mental activity takes energy. That energy represents emotional investment flowing in your direction. Before this shift, you carried all the mental weight. You analyzed every text. You wondered about her responses. You thought about what to say next. Your brain worked overtime while hers stayed relaxed. After the shift, the roles reverse completely. Now she starts doing the mental work. Her thoughts drift toward the connection. She finds herself checking whether you posted anything. She notices your activity patterns. She pays attention in ways she never did before. This happens because attention creates attachment when it becomes uncertain. The brain fixates on things it cannot predict. Predictable patterns get filed away and forgotten. Unpredictable patterns demand focus and analysis. When your constant availability disappears, the interaction becomes intriguing, less obvious, more interesting. She cannot categorize you as easily as before. You stopped fitting into the box she created for you. Men who focus on building their own lives understand this naturally. Their attention exists but stays balanced. They enjoy conversations when they happen. They engage fully in the moment. But they never build their entire day around waiting for responses. That balance communicates something powerful without any words. Your life moves forward regardless of what happens in this connection. Your happiness does not depend on her next message. Your mood stays stable whether she responds quickly or takes hours. This quiet independence becomes magnetic. It draws attention back toward you without any manipulation or games. She starts wondering about the man whose life seems full and purposeful. She gets curious about what keeps him occupied. That curiosity is the doorway to deeper attraction. And it only opens when you step back from constant pursuit. When constant attention disappears, emotional balance starts shifting quietly beneath the surface. You used to carry all the weight, checking your phone repeatedly, analyzing her response times, crafting perfect messages, thinking about the next move constantly. Your mental energy poured entirely into this one connection. Now the roles flip completely. She becomes the one noticing silence. She starts paying attention to gaps between conversations. Her mind wanders toward questions she never asked before. Silence does strange things to the human mind. It creates space for imagination. It generates questions that demand answers. The brain absolutely hates unfinished emotional stories. Loose ends drive people crazy. When someone grows accustomed to receiving consistent attention, sudden absence feels unresolved. Like a song that stops before the final note. Like a story missing its ending. The mind cannot rest until it understands what happened. She starts replaying your last interactions in her head. Did he lose interest? Did something happen in his life? Did she push him away somehow? These questions arise automatically. Logic has nothing to do with it. Pure emotional instinct takes over. Human beings gravitate toward things slightly out of reach. We want what we cannot easily have. When someone who seemed completely invested suddenly becomes focused elsewhere, it disrupts every expectation. Comfortable patterns shatter. Predictability vanishes. This disruption triggers closer observation. She starts watching your behavior differently. Social media activity gets noticed. Your online presence gets monitored. She pays attention to whether you seem busy or available. Every small signal gets analyzed for meaning. Curiosity feeds on itself. The more questions arise, the more attention flows your direction. Her mind keeps returning to the connection without any effort from you. Not because you forced anything. Because the change in behavior created a puzzle she wants solving. Here is where most men destroy everything they built. The moment they sense increased interest, they panic. They rush back to old patterns immediately. Texting floods resume. Constant availability returns. Explanations pour out about feelings during the silence. That sudden reversal kills the tension instantly. Mystery evaporates. Curiosity dies. The emotional balance snaps back to its original one-sided state. Everything resets to zero. Men who truly understand this dynamic never make that mistake. They resist the urge to overcompensate. They maintain steady balance regardless of her response level. Their lives remain filled with genuine priorities beyond any single relationship. Work occupies real space in their schedule. Ambition drives daily decisions. Personal growth happens consistently. Friendships get nurtured. Experiences accumulate. Life keeps moving with purpose and direction. This fullness is not performance. It cannot be faked convincingly. Women detect authentic independence instantly. They sense when a man genuinely has options versus when he pretends. Real balance comes from real priorities. Once she senses your attention is no longer guaranteed, something deeper activates inside her emotional perception. Before this moment, complete comfort existed. She knew you would respond quickly. She expected your availability. She counted on your consistency without even thinking about it. That level of certainty creates safety. But safety rarely creates desire. Comfort does not spark excitement. Predictable attention never generates urgency. The moment certainty dissolves, urgency begins forming quietly. Urgency drives human behavior powerfully. The brain pays intense attention to things feeling uncertain or limited. Scarcity triggers focus automatically. Unlimited supply gets ignored. When she realizes your time and attention have limits, awareness heightens immediately. The interaction itself becomes more visible. She starts noticing details she previously overlooked. This awareness triggers reassessment. She reflects on moments you shared together. Conversations replay with new significance. The way you carried yourself during interactions suddenly matters more. Details that seemed ordinary before now feel meaningful. This process works subtly but effectively. Emotional investment increases without any pressure from you. The connection starts occupying more mental space because predictability vanished. She wonders about your current focus. She questions whether the dynamic changed permanently. Here is the critical distinction most men miss. This emotional shift never happens through forced tactics. When a man intentionally plays cold to provoke reactions, the behavior feels artificial. Women detect manipulation quickly. Fake distance creates resentment, not attraction. But when attention becomes balanced naturally through genuine life focus, the shift feels completely authentic. Real independence carries weight that games never can. Calm confidence cannot be manufactured convincingly. Authenticity matters because women read emotional energy expertly. They sense when behavior comes from real strength versus desperate strategy. Your attention feels intentional when it emerges from actual independence. Strategic attention always feels calculated and hollow. This creates the powerful dynamic. She senses you are not desperately controlling the connection. You enjoy interactions genuinely when they occur. But your life continues moving forward regardless of outcomes. Happiness does not hinge on her participation. That independence makes your presence feel valuable instantly. You transform from someone seeking approval into someone whose attention carries meaning. Your time becomes significant because it is not endlessly available. Over time, this shift generates deeper emotional responses. She invests more curiosity into understanding you. More thought goes into the connection. More effort flows toward maintaining what you share together. The one-sided dynamic disappears completely. Balance forms naturally between two people contributing equally. The interaction stops feeling like something you chase desperately. It becomes something both people feel drawn toward organically. This transformation requires no manipulation, no games, no calculated moves. It simply requires building a life worth living and allowing connection to form around that foundation. Purpose attracts. Desperation repels. The difference changes everything. Once this shift takes hold, the emotional dynamic enters completely new territory. The interaction transforms from one-directional pursuit into genuine exchange. Energy starts flowing both ways naturally. You stop pushing the connection forward alone. She becomes more aware of your presence now. Your behavior gets noticed differently. What you do outside conversation suddenly interests her. Your life beyond the relationship becomes fascinating. Curiosity activates imagination powerfully. When she cannot predict your thoughts or actions, her mind starts filling gaps automatically. Wondering becomes a constant background process. Where does he spend his time? What captures his focus these days? Why does he seem less available than before? This mental activity builds emotional investment without any effort from you. You simply continue living with direction and purpose. Your absence from conversation occasionally impacts her more than your presence ever did. Contrast shapes human psychology deeply. Experiencing both attention and absence makes attention feel significant. Moments together become memorable precisely because they stop being constant. Rarity creates value instantly. This is when she realizes your attention carries real worth. When you choose engaging, conversation feels intentional. The interaction becomes something anticipated rather than expected. Looking forward replaces taking for granted. Over time, this pattern generates profound emotional responses. She associates you with intrigue and curiosity. Routine conversation never created this feeling. Your presence stands apart from every other social interaction in her life. What makes this effect powerful is its natural origin. You are not ignoring her through manipulation or bitterness. Goals genuinely occupy your attention. Responsibilities demand your focus. Ambitions drive your daily choices. This authentic independence creates lasting emotional impressions. Confidence gets communicated through this lifestyle. A man focused on his own direction appears stable and self-sufficient. His emotional state remains steady regardless of relationship outcomes. Moods do not swing based on response times or message frequency. When she senses this level of independence, perception shifts dramatically. You stop being someone seeking validation. You become someone whose time requires earning. Your attention feels like a gift rather than an obligation. This independence signals something rare. Most men she encounters depend emotionally on female approval. Their confidence rises and falls with every interaction. Their happiness gets tied completely to relationship outcomes. You operate differently now. Your foundation stays solid regardless of external circumstances. This stability attracts powerfully because it promises emotional safety without sacrificing excitement. She feels comfortable around your presence. Yet curiosity about you never fades. That combination sustains attraction over time. Comfort alone becomes boring eventually. Curiosity alone feels unstable. Together they create magnetic pull that lasts. The connection no longer requires your constant maintenance. Both people contribute naturally. Both invest genuine interest. The dynamic finally feels mutual rather than desperate. And that mutuality changes everything moving forward. Something subtle but extremely powerful begins happening inside her mind at this stage. The man who once seemed easily available now appears slightly out of reach. Not because coldness developed. Not because distance grew intentionally. Your life simply exists beyond the interaction itself. This realization creates entirely new emotional perception. She stops feeling like she completely understands your position. You become someone whose attention gets earned rather than assumed. The brain naturally values things feeling slightly limited. When attention becomes less predictable, greater importance gets assigned automatically. Conversations carry more emotional weight now. They no longer feel like automatic daily occurrences. Each interaction stands alone as something meaningful. Anticipation starts building between conversations. When your name appears on her phone, the moment feels significant. Reaching out means something now. The absence of constant communication creates emotional contrast. Contrast makes experiences memorable instantly. Over time, anticipation transforms into genuine emotional interest. She wonders when the next conversation happens. Your current focus occupies her thoughts. How the dynamic evolves becomes something she actively considers. Here is where most men completely misunderstand what happened. They believe ignoring women strategically created the change. But reality tells a different story. The shift happened because you recentered life around your own direction. Building routines around interactions stopped completely. When a man focuses on ambitions, responsibilities, and personal growth, his energy transforms naturally. Conversations become more relaxed and genuine. Behavior becomes less reactive to external validation. Presence starts carrying calm confidence effortlessly. This calm confidence attracts powerfully because it communicates emotional stability. She senses your mood no longer fluctuates with every interaction change. Life continues moving forward regardless of outcomes. That stability creates emotional safety while maintaining intrigue. Comfort and curiosity existing together is rare. Most men provide one without the other. Desperate men create anxiety without comfort. Boring men create comfort without curiosity. You offer both simultaneously now. This combination keeps attraction alive indefinitely. The connection becomes balanced because both people contribute equally. You stop doing all the work alone. She invests attention and curiosity naturally now. Once this stage arrives, interactions feel more natural than ever before. Chasing no longer drives the connection. Mutual interest sustains everything effortlessly. Many men never experience this transformation. They remain stuck as constant pursuers forever, always initiating conversations, always planning every interaction, always providing emotional reassurance endlessly. Women never need investing effort when men behave this way. But when you stop centering emotional focus entirely around her, recognition dawns. The connection requires her participation equally. She starts initiating conversations more frequently. Responses get crafted more thoughtfully. Effort flows toward maintaining what exists between you. What once required exhausting effort now happens organically. The dynamic finally reversed through emotional balance. Not through tricks. Through genuine transformation in how you exist. Once connection reaches this stage, she perceives you through completely different emotional lens. In the beginning, you were simply another person she talked to. Another interaction within endless daily conversations people experience constantly. Nothing distinguished you from background noise. Now your presence feels entirely distinct. Something about the rhythm of interaction separates you. The calmness of your behavior stands apart. Independence in your mindset creates lasting impression. You no longer blend into her social environment. This distinction matters tremendously. Human attention has strict limits. The mind filters most interactions as ordinary noise automatically. But when someone consistently creates emotional contrast through confidence and unpredictability, they escape the filter completely. She starts noticing something about herself now. Thoughts drift toward you when you are absent. Certain conversations replay without any prompting. Small details from interactions feel strangely memorable. These mental replays happen involuntarily. This response is not random or coincidental. Emotional intrigue triggers vivid memory storage naturally. When presence creates curiosity alongside positive emotional impact, the brain records those moments differently. They stick permanently. Over time, memories build emotional familiarity steadily. You stop feeling like temporary interaction. Your presence starts belonging in her life. The connection gains weight because repeated meaningful experiences built it. Forced intensity never created this. Because independence remained consistent throughout, attraction stays fresh indefinitely. Suffocation never occurred. Emotional overwhelm never happened. This separates genuine fascination from temporary excitement completely. Excitement burns hot and fades fast. Fascination grows slowly layer by layer. It deepens until connection feels more significant than either person expected initially. You might not realize the emotional impact created. From your perspective, you simply stayed focused on life while enjoying interactions naturally. But from her perspective, your presence became irreplaceable, intriguing, stable, unlike anything else available. This explains why women invest emotionally in calm-centered men. That presence creates stability while maintaining mystery simultaneously. Interactions never become boring because your life continues forward with momentum. Something deeper than attraction forms now. She emotionally attaches meaning to your presence. Your attention feels valuable because it was never cheap, never desperate, never constant. It appeared naturally with clear intention. Many men believe attraction grows from relentless effort. But emotional attachment actually builds from irreplaceability. When a man demonstrates direction, discipline, and independence, his presence feels unique instantly. Women encounter aggressive attention seekers constantly. Men who over-explain themselves endlessly. Men who prove worth desperately. Men whose emotional states depend entirely on interaction outcomes. You behave completely differently now. That difference becomes the foundation everything builds upon. She associates you with rare stability. Your behavior feels controlled and grounded. Conversations feel calmer and more genuine. The connection transforms completely by now. Pursuit and pressure no longer drive anything. Something far more powerful emerged instead. A connection built on curiosity, stability, and mutual emotional investment that sustains itself naturally. Subscribe for more. Turn notifications on so you never miss an upload. And share this with a friend still stuck chasing attention the wrong way.